Amelia Lorraine.
It is opening night in downtown St. Pete, and on this St. Patrick's Day weekend, Rowdies green is amplified as the Tampa Bay Rowdies host San Antonio FC. This is the pre-match show brought to you by Farah & Farah, Tampa's personal injury attorneys, and online at farahandfarah.com. We welcome you inside the booth, everybody. Thrilled you're here. Alongside Ryan Davis, I'm Drew Felios. Well, finally, the Tampa Bay Rowdies season is here. The Rowdies, of course, got to the USL Championship final back in 2021. San Antonio won this league in 2022. Ryan, these are two of the league's top teams. What excites you most about this matchup?
These two teams have two coaches that are trying to do two different things. Al Marcina, yes, he was there last year with San Antonio, but he's trying to implement a more possession-type game. He has 14 new players to add into his roster, so he has to work them into the rotation. Robbie Nielsen, on the other hand, he doesn't want to rewrite the book, but he wants to write his own chapter into Rowdies folklore. And he's bringing 11 new faces, high-tempo, young players to try to write a new chapter in Rowdies history.
Tremendous talent tonight on the pitch. Our players to watch brought to you by Hooters, the original wing joint. First, for San Antonio, Mitch Tainter, the undisputed team captain.
He leads on the field and off the field as well. He was the Defensive Player of the Year for San Antonio in 2023. He was all 11 times on the defensive side, Player of the Week, 11 times in his career so far in the last two seasons, and he's the undisputed captain for San Antonio.
For the Rowdies, a new face in goal, but for San Antonio, he is definitely a familiar face.
Jordan Farr, yes, 2022 Golden Glove Keeper of the Year, but he has so much juice left. And the Rowdies coach Stuart Dobson, the goalkeeping coach, was so impressed playing against him. When he became available, they jumped right on him and grabbed him. San
Antonio with a draw last week against Loudoun. Stung a little bit. They feel like they should have won that match. And for Tampa Bay, tonight is their 2024 debut. Should be fun. Tampa Bay and San Antonio kickoff from beautiful downtown St. Pete is coming up next. Check, check. There we go. There we go. Check, check, check. Dial that up. Yep. Check, 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 check.
Check, check, check. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Thank you.
Moments away from kickoff, Tampa Bay Rowdies and San Antonio FC. Just feels like opening night as both teams take the pitch here at Al Lang. Let's meet the starting 11 for both sides as the Rowdies inside that center circle stare down the opposition. A new group this season. San Antonio is talented as they come as well. Talked about that goal situation for San Antonio. Pablo Cisniega conceded late last week. This week he'll try and make up for it here in enemy territory. Agudelo was impressive last week for San Antonio. Hernandez also atop of the attack. The 4-4-2 will be in effect tonight for the visiting side. And for Tampa Bay, we've got a Rowdies team. Talked about their new keeper. Lots of new faces. Cal Jennings, spectacular in 2023. Forrest Lasso, the familiar face, back at center back.
Look at the new guys. Crisostomo in the middle of the park helping out Lewis Hilton. He's going to be busy as a bee. Miangaberi on the right-hand side. Dynamic. Rivera, the young player from New England. He's a dribbler. He's going to take players on. And the experienced Artiaga will try to finish off the moves from Cal Jennings and the players coming in from behind. What a well-rounded Rowdies team with young and old. No pressure on this guy whatsoever. Drew?
Rowdies coaching side is in the hands now of Robbie Nielsen in his first season. So Nielsen comes in with a lot of hoopla, off-season press conference, entire soccer world watching. Neil Collins just incredible in his tenure here. And there's the new keeper for Tampa Bay, Jordan Farr. All eyes will be on him here tonight. 76 degrees, perfect conditions. The field is absolutely exquisite. And Ryan, you could not have asked for a better setting for an opener.
Al Lang at his very best. The carpet looks like World Cup material. 76 degrees, the players love it. The fans are packed. 2024 season, page number 1.
San Antonio comes in here off of the season in 2023. They advance to the Western Conference semifinals. Bit of a roster overhaul there as well. 15 new players on the visiting side tonight.
Tell you what, they've rolled out in a 4-4-2 tonight to sort of stem the tide from the Rowdies, who as usual want to get on the front foot in Al-Lang Stadium. And this 4-4-2 will give them the ability to go around the Rowdies press as they're seeing right now on the wings.
Injury report brought to you by Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital. Rather clean on both sides. The Rowdies do have a few players they're trying to get to 100%. Tampa Bay, early in the season, they had a stellar preseason, but now the games count.
Yeah, the first whistle of the season, players getting injured in preseason, like you said, Drew, but they have a deep roster. This is what the Rowdies do in the offseason. This is the expectation of the club now over the last 5 seasons. But a little bit of a change though, Drew. We've seen players, older players, veteran players come in to help out this Rowdies team. Agudelo's offside. Now we see younger players stepping in, academy-type players stepping in to fill into those roles.
And now time for our keys to the match, brought to you by Farah and Farah Tampa. Personal injury attorneys online at farahandfarah.com. Ryan, what do you see?
Well, if you have a Rowdies hat on, you want them to set the tone in Al-Lang Stadium, get on the front foot, and take the game away from San Antonio. Make San Antonio react, being a goal down. Now, San Antonio stem the crowd. You've rolled out in a 4-4-2. A lot of passes are going to go laterally, side to side. Try to slow the game down, get around the press, and maybe catch the Rowdies playing around the corner and around the back.
Lewis Hilton running to it. Jordan Doherty getting up in age. Doherty, we feel like we've watched the young man grow up. 23 years old. Just incredible the way he has progressed. Handpicked
just about 4 seasons ago, came in here as a young boy, and he's grown up as a Rowdy. And now he's part of that core group, Drew, that we talk about. Forrest Lasso, Jordan Doherty, and Jordan Farr has to gather.
Farr tosses this one out left. Blake Bodley, brand new Rowdy, on top of it. 2 for Tampa Bay from San Diego, coming from the Loyal. Bodley, and then we've also got Nick Moon, who we may see a little bit later on tonight. Those 2 are going to make a big difference this year.
San Diego lived and died with a 3-5-2, so they're used to having wing backs, and those 2 coming in now provide perfect cover for the Rowdies throughout this season.
Right side, Cal Jennings trying to put it in a good spot, and it's deflected out of bounds. Corner kick coming up for the Rowdies. Cal Jennings, the former University of Central Florida star, just absolutely exploded on this pitch a year ago.
And he's perfect for this 3-4-3. Now, Coach Nielsen did say it's going to be a fluid front 3, and Cal Jennings is the perfect type of forward for that. Going to go in between that centre forward and right wing role to try to create as much havoc as possible.
Blake Bodley had 4 assists for the Rowdies in the preseason. He has been on fire, and Tampa Bay is on the board here in the 4th minute, courtesy of Cal Jennings.
Well, we talked about fluidity up front, but you don't need much fluidity when you can finish like that. A brilliant delivery from Bodley at the near post. And boy, does he have a nose for goal, Cal Jennings. A poacher getting to the front post and just flicking it on to anyone. And it nestles into the last post. Nothing that Cisnega can do about it. And the Rowdies do exactly what they wanted, getting an early goal to now make San Antonio react on the road.
How is that for a start? Tampa Bay out 1-0. All Rowdies goals presented by Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital. So with that goal by Cal Jennings, the Rowdies have donated another $250 to Orlando Health Bayfront.
Well, we see this over and over again. Goals change matches, and when you can get a goal in front of your home crowd in the opening 4 minutes of the season, it's a confidence booster, and it's a kick in the gut to the opposition, and it gets your fans off their seats.
So Tampa Bay Off to the perfect start. Now Lewis Hilton with the touch. Jennings trying to run it down here. USL Kickoff presented by Terminix. Rowdies come out. It's the first game for them. Of course, San Antonio with the match under their belt. Ryan, you'd think that maybe the Rowdies would be the team that would come out perhaps not fully game ready, but they have shown otherwise here in the opening minutes.
No, the Rowdies did not execute much on set pieces last season. Getting that first one gives confidence when the ball does go out of play close to the opposition goal that you can create a chance. Bodiley's delivery was key, and the flick on by Kyle Jennings, just talk about technique. I mean, he was literally just flicking it onto the back post, looking for someone to come in. But boy, finding the far post was just absolute gold for Jennings.
South Pacific Nyongabiri, another player acquired by the Rowdies in the offseason. As our first foul is called.
As a first look at Nyongabiri, he's dynamic. He's from the South Pacific, played his football in Australia, in Adelaide and in Perth, then also playing for his home country, Burundi national team. So he has some experience coming onto this stage.
Also saw Denny Crisostomo, player we're going to be talking an awful lot about over the next few hours. He has really wowed the Rowdies coaches in the preseason.
I think he won the starting race, if you will, because of his ability to recover the ball when they don't have possession. And that's exactly what Coach Nielsen wants. And following on from what Coach Collins preached for so long a period of time in this very ground, the recovery in the center midfield has to be intense, it has to be energetic and desperate. And Crisostomo and Lewis Hilton provide that.
Mohamed Omar was shaken up on that last series. So the Canadian trying to recover here, and sort of a bumpy start for the visiting side. So whistle blows once again. And San Antonio trying to get their footing here in the opening minutes. That's Kevon Lambert, the Jamaican, who went down.
Well, it was Omar Mohamed before, now it's Lambert this time. Again, Nyongabiri delivering the pain, and they go straight to the referee and show the finger 2 occasions now in succession. But no yellow card so far.
Ball is sent forward. Lucas Silva, the Brazilian, on top of it. And now here's Abu, Mohamed Abu, the Ghanaian. And it's off a Rowdy and out of bounds, a throw in coming up for San Antonio. There is so much going on in downtown St. Pete this weekend with the St. Patty's Day festivities, festivals, sellout crowd tonight here inside the stadium, and the Rowdies hoping to take advantage of just an awesome atmosphere here on opening night, already with the goal.
Spring is in full flow. The weather is still beautiful this time of year, and the sun just setting over St. Pete is just something to behold in our land.
Carter Manley now handling just in front of the touchline. San Antonio just trying to connect the dots here, build some flow on the road. Bodiley gets taken down, and a quick whistle there.
Well, the rest of the Rowdies want to go on the front foot when they don't have the ball, but they get technical players like Bodiley who can play out of tight spaces when teams like San Antonio want to push up high. So yes, you want to find that balance of players who have that energy and eagerness, but they have to have that technical ability as well. I think so far Coach Nielsen and this Rowdies coaching staff have found that balance.
Now the field general, Lewis Hilton, back once again to lead the Rowdies in 2024. Far side, Tampa Bay attacking Nyongabiri once more. Ball's going to be attempted to be sent in. I believe it went off the head of a San Antonio player, and he is a little bit shaken up.
That's he's having a rough go, got stamped on, and now seeing stars at the moment. Really struggling. Turned his back to the ball, which you'd expect, but caught him right behind, just on the temple.
Yeah, Jordan Doherty quickly offering the sportsmanship. But you've got Omar once again shaken up for the second time early in this match.
Didn't start a week ago against Loudon. Mohamed Omar. But getting the nod tonight, he's a very, like we just talked about, aggressive player in the midfield. Wants to intercept the ball. Perfect player to play on the road. There's that concussion test. Still not done.
Fans, we welcome you to the 2024 USL Kickoff presented by Terminix. Throughout the month of March, the USL will be kicking off across the country. We invite you to join us for all the action on CBS Sports platforms, also on ESPN platforms as well. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. Would not rather be in any other spot in the country tonight. Link Stadium is absolutely rocking. This ball going to be sent into the seats, and Tampa Bay will throw it in once more. Into that corner. Cal Jennings hustles over. If you're just joining us, Cal Jennings has gotten Tampa Bay on the scoreboard. The first goal of the regular season in 2024 came off the assist of Blake Bodley on the corner kick. Tampa Bay attacking once more. Rebounded and put in by the Rowdies. Oh, the flag goes up. And I believe this goal is going to be waved off. It will be. Rowdies fans ready to absolutely explode, but an offside going to be called.
Well, they get a little taste of the magic of Rivera up top. Turning on a dime, on the left foot, dragging a shot to the first post. Cisnega gets a hand to it, and yes, Arteaga did jump the gun when trying to follow up. Good call by the linesman.
Hilton sends it down to the opposing half. Remember, these two teams, they did meet one time last season. That was in San Antonio, Toyota Field, and a 3-3 draw. And you can tell a little chippiness here early in this match.
Well, the way Arian Guillen bounced right back up, he really felt that there was something malicious as the ball went up in the air, accusing Hernandez of not even attempting to play the ball. There he goes, and here's Hernandez flying in with the forearm to Guillen, and that's why Guillen bounced right back up. Understanding Hernandez had no intention of playing the ball.
So I believe we can have our first yellow card here tonight.
I understand San Antonio's plight, that the Rowdies did have a couple of tackles that were on the line, but Hernandez really took his eyes off of the ball and threw his forearm out with no intention of trying to get the ball or win the ball.
So Aaron Guillen, wearing the captain's armband for the Rowdies, takes a shot, plays on here in the 14th minute. And now San Antonio, and another play right there. Those two are going to be John here, and our officiating crew's got to get a handle on this one early.
Well, Aaron Guillen, as a defender, saw a slight window of opportunity to get a little payback and went right through Hernandez. But the ball was in the vicinity, and there was intent to go after the ball.
So a free kick coming up here. Rowdies will form the wall with Rivera and Bodley.
Here's Hernandez in open space, and Guillen just went right through him.
So Luke Atkinson on top of it here for San Antonio.
Now this is where Agudelo and Lambert become so dangerous. Two very good players in the air. And Hernandez with that left-footed in-swinger. Oh.
Little curler, And a pretty good spot. Tampa Bay on top of it. And now here come the Rowdies. Manuel Arteaga handling it, and just a gorgeous ball as Rivera's going to run it down. Damian Rivera, his first season, acquired by the New England Revolution, 21-year-old. And now Cal Jennings tries to turn and is cut off right there. And just not a clean start to this match as players are colliding with one another. And that chippiness just continues to build.
Well, that's that first yellow card for the Rowdies, but Coach Robbie Nielsen wants this from his forward. Understanding your forward is your first defender. He initiates the aggression, he initiates the contact, loses the ball here, but tries to recover, and wow. Standing right on the foot of the defender, and no doubter for the referee.
So Coach Nielsen, 43 years old. Alan Marcino on the other side, 40 years old. Two young, bright head coaches, Ryan. They're going to win a lot of matches moving forward in this league.
Just what this league needs, two bright young minds with inventiveness, bringing good quality football on the USL stage.
Relax boldly in Tampa Bay. Claim your next adventure at visittampabay.com. We're thrilled to have Visit Tampa Bay on board once again for 2024. Claim your next adventure right there. Visittampabay.com. Spring break, Ryan. We love spring breakers around here, right?
Absolutely. I got my I walked with my bathing suit in my bag. I'm going to head to the beach tomorrow.
Rowdies now with Arteaga resetting. Forrest Lasso, first time we've called his name. Lewis Hilton wanted it. It's played back though. Hankinson now for San Antonio. Rowdies able to fight through it. Manuel Arteaga trying to impress the home fans in his own debut. And the Rowdies will have possession here at midfield.
Well, this is when the referee tries to tidy up the match a little bit. It started to get out of his hands. And now it may not be the clearest of calls, but you can understand why he pulled it back to try to rein the players back in and get the game back in order.
Another collision. Nyangabiri going to go down quickly.
Well, with the Rowdies' aggression in our lounge stadium in the opening 15 minutes, matched with this already physical team from San Antonio, who has that reputation over the last 2 or 3 seasons, we have ourselves a very feisty, chippy affair. Here's that replay again, and Nyangabiri was always going to dummy the ball, understanding that the contact was going to come.
Ball sent forward by Jordan Doherty off the feet of Nyangabiri, and San Antonio will throw in from the far side. Thrilled to be on tonight. CBS Sports Golazo Network, as well as WTOG Channel 44, our new local broadcast partner in the Tampa Bay area.
Another yellow card, Drew, and this one is Forrest Lasso, accused for the high hands. Agudelo, a physical forward against a physical defender. Here it is. Here comes the race, and immediately the hand goes out from Forrest Lasso. And the referee seeing that from behind, all he can see is Lasso's hand in the area of Agudelo's face.
So Juan Agudelo had a goal last week in that 2-2 draw with San Antonio and Loudoun. One of several new players for the visiting side here tonight. And Jorge Hernandez now will place it down. Rowdies set here defensively in the 20th minute. Here it comes. That ball is like a missile, but a little too much on it, just overcooked. And Tampa Bay will have a goal kick.
Well, just trying to get it to the back post, looking for Kendall Burks, the defender, who tried to hook it back into the mixer. But just overhit. bit of a letdown for the defenders who come all the way up from the back, trying to get some sort of service to create a chance, and then the delivery just leaves a lot to be desired.
No, Ryan, you're excited about Jordan Farr. Great few years in San Antonio, helped them win that cup back in 2022, and the Rowdies just always seem to have an incredible keeper between the pipes.
Thank you. Now can we go back? Let's start naming them. McCarthy, Lauro, then we have Sparrow.
Yep.
Now we have Farr. Just quality in goal, year in, year out.
Gaperio called this time, and crowd going to be a little bit upset. Ball given back here to San Antonio. That halts a Rowdies run. Forrest Lasso wins it back. And now hopefully some flow established on both sides. Fans wanted that. Looked like a couple of hands. And this is an easy offside call as Manuel Arteaga tried to get ahead of the pack.
Well, he's just drifting out wide, Rivera, and this time it was Cal Jennings trying to switch the play. He's just staying on the shoulder of the right centre-back. And it's his second time in this match. As soon as the ball was won on the right-hand side, they just switched it over to the left, where Rivera could go 1v1, and that was Jennings just trying to find room for his forward.
What would a USL Championship season be without Select, the official match ball supplier of USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe? Visit us at .select.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, player's choice, league's choice. Here comes Tampa Bay. Danny Crisostomo. Blake Bodley handling it. Airmail to the far side. Doherty will track it down for the Rowdies.
I think it's fair to say, yes, San Antonio have been trying to create more possession style, quality or style of play, but the Rowdies have really struggled to get their footing in this game so far. Only 41% possession, while San Antonio 59%. Have tried to stem the tide. One of the keys to the match that we said at the beginning of the game. Try to get the crowd out of it, get their sort of rhythm going, while the Rowdies are just sort of reacting and playing without the ball.
Tampa Bay on the attack. It's Rivera, Aaron Guillen, and now Lewis Hilton. Hilton trying to get right into the meat of that San Antonio defense. This is Bodley now with the cross, blown dead just before. Flag went up just as Bodley had the ball at his feet.
Bodley had the last man in his sights. He could have held the line, just straying offside, something that keeps the coaches up at night.
Now San Antonio tries to attack over the top, and both teams continue to struggle just a little bit in that attack.
Well, I think both teams sort of set the stage of being very physical, so no team has been able to settle down and find any sort of rhythm in the opening 25 minutes.
There's Alan Marcina in his 6th season as the head coach of San Antonio FC. Won the 2022 USL Championship there. 4 straight postseasons he has led San Antonio to, and no other coach has acquired as many wins and points as he has over the last 4 years.
Yeah, and he did so with a very direct style of play, getting the ball to his forwards or out wide, and they hold up the ball for his midfield. Now he's starting to build out of the back, have a more technical side to the game, where they slow things down, go left to right, and build up slowly. So give him credit for changing his style and continuing to revamp his team year in and year out.
Arteaga with Hilton sharing it. Doherty and Hilton. They know each other about as well as any two players in this league. Oh, nicely done. Youngabiri able to take it back. Tries to put it for Bodily. And it's sent to the corner. Youngabiri over there trying to shield off the defender. His run is still alive. Rowdies have it now. It's Jennings. Cal Jennings with the whip around. And this should be a corner kick for Tampa Bay.
Well, he's one of the reasons why he's on the pitch. He has the ability to get a shot off in tight spaces, Cal Jennings. We saw his incredible goal count last season, finishing off moves and scoring goals on his own. And there again, getting on his left foot, he can shoot with the right or the left, getting a shot off and winning a corner, something out of nothing.
Lewis Hilton in that familiar spot to put this corner in motion for the Rowdies. Jennings trying to shake free in that box. Here it comes, fisted out nicely by Cisniega. Youngabiri puts a little on this one and smashing down Tampa Bay. Good idea that time, as I believe they were trying to get Rivera coming in right on top of that 6-yard box.
Want to start with the save by Cisniega, taking the pressure off of his centre backs and his midfielders, punching the corner clear. Yes, the ball came right back in, but the initial danger was taken care of by the goalkeeper. Brilliant stuff.
Cisniega with the clearance, and the Rowdies now will throw it in. Grand Central Brew House, one of our new sponsors this year, a 2-story brewery, tap room, and beer garden located right in the heart of the Grand Central District. The brewery features traditional lagers and ales poured directly from European-style serving tanks, resulting in fresher beer.
2 stories?
I know exactly where I'm headed after the game.
Please share the address.
San Antonio, a little bit of a slow start for the visiting side, and the Rowdies picking up another yellow. That's the 3rd yellow card Tampa Bay has acquired here. Blake Bodily, the guilty party that time.
Well, the referee, like we talked about a couple of minutes ago, trying to tidy up this game, bring it back to a place where players are not just flying in if the ball is given away or just in the vicinity. Bodily had every right to go for the ball. He sort of threw himself at it. As soon as that player stuck out his right foot and shielded the ball, that means Bodily got all foot. If you leave your feet in this day and age, you better get the ball. If not, you will go into the referee's books.
Hernandez has spent more time on the grass, on his back, tonight thus far than he has upright.
That's not a good sign for San Antonio. He's such a creative playmaker for Al Marcina. It was shrewd for Marcina to put him out on the left-hand side. Now he has room to work in. If he was playing in the middle of the park, it would be easier just to stifle Hernandez. But now playing that number 10 role from the wing, where he comes in and tries to create. Had the assist for the opening goal last week against Loudoun.
San Antonio knew the challenge, coming in here to Alang tonight. Against this sellout crowd, a lot of elements to deal with. The Rowdies once again will have a throw in. Blake Bodily to do the honors. Watching Blake Bodily tonight. Very familiar with Freddie Kleeman. Also on this Rowdies roster. Both were teammates at the University of Washington. So a little bit of history there. Aaron Guillen, fixture on that back line for the Rowdies. It's his 5th season. Had that captain's armband here for the last 2.
Well, the captain was not happy with Jordan Farr, who had to have his heads up to be used as an outlet. And Jordan Farr was having a conversation with another defender. Aaron Guillen took exception to that.
Carter Manley, nice ball. And now here comes San Antonio. Luke Atkinson This is Hernandez. Second win now. Yvonne Lambert. And now San Antonio starting to find feet.
This is their possession type game, side to side, and start to work the ball forward, slowly but surely.
Omar laying it left. Nice delivery. Forrest Lasso there to take it out of the air and break it up.
Well, if you're Lucas Silva, yes, the cross was on, but to have the trees as Forrest Lasso and Aaron Guillen in there and have Agudelo try to compete with them, you would like to see him bring the ball back on top of the box and have players like Abu crashing in and trying to create something.
Well, a new era of USL kicks off in April. Join us Saturday, April 6th on CBS as Louisville City takes on Indy 11, 4 p.m. Eastern at Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville, kicking off the first ever national broadcast of the USL on CBS networks. Cannot wait for that. Here comes Tampa Bay with Jennings attacking once more. Right into traffic again. He is not afraid to take on anyone. And white tonight. Hilton from behind, asking for it. We play on. Doherty sends it now to Nyangabiri. Nyangabiri with the service. Rivera had a chance. Ball ricochet. Bodily. Like Bodily. Calmly sends it out of traffic. Hilton now sends it right. Doherty. Jordan Doherty. Just before that end line. Here's Rivera now. Rivera makes his move. Cuts it back. Shot is on. Just over the crossbar, but very creative. Crafty stuff by Damian Rivera.
Dynamic was the term on the scouting report. Here's that cross by Jordan Doherty to the byline. It falls to the number 8. And look at him show the defender, then take it back away. Gets to the left foot, but just gets under it. With the ability to create that space to get the shot off is what was dynamic. On the radar for the Costa Rica national team. Already playing for the Costa Rica U23 team. He's one for the future.
On loan from the New England Revolution, one of those guys you just enjoy him for the amount of time that you have him if you're Tampa Bay. And now the Rowdies. How about this rhythm? Jordan Doherty now. Jennings had a quick touch. San Antonio just trying to get it out of their half. Tampa Bay starting to attack and really dominate this game. Crisostomo will send it back to Lasso. Trying to sneak it through. It's Rivera again. Good recovery that time. And now it's Hernandez.
Great recovery by Heiskanen. The line was beaten. He just threw himself. A timely tackle. And actually had 2 tackles when he was on the ground.
Crisostomo, another gem of a pass. Jennings once more. And Jennings gets the deflection corner kick coming up Tampa Bay.
It's that fluid front three we keep talking about, Drew. Here's Jennings coming in from the right, cutting all the way across to the left-hand side to find that channel. And Crisostomo being that sort of creative midfielder alongside Lewis Hilton could pick out that pass as well. Now, you remember Blake Bodley and you remember Carl Jennings in the opening 5 minutes. Can Lewis Hilton replicate that delivery?
So here it comes from Lewis Hilton. This time on the ground. Little flick that time on from Jennings. And the Rowdies will do it once more. And remember, Lewis Hilton, he was out for most of last year.
Yeah.
When he was on the pitch, just not ever really 100%.
Charlie Dennis stepped in, had a fantastic season with Leo Fernandez and Hilton out.
Straight out now. Here's Nyangabiri.
Tell you what, San Antonio midfielders having a a hard time out there. That's Mohamed Abu. And the ball just took the feet right out, right out from him.
Now, this is the first time that you've taken this field. Sometimes it just kind of swallows the opposition. It has ways of doing that. We've seen a lot of opposing teams, good teams, come in here and just be overwhelmed in the first half. San Antonio, I don't think, is at that point, but clearly they look a step slow here in the first half.
Yeah, you know, we just talked about the possession and the style of play that they're trying to implement. However, with all the possession they've had in the first half, in the opening 35 minutes, not one shot on goal for this San Antonio team. No attempts.
There's Nyangaberi. Once again, he's got to be careful. And now a little bit of pushing and shoving going on. And that probably going to be a card here for Pacific Nyangaberi.
True. Let's see what the referee decides. It's been his third altercation. Let's see if the referee calls him over. Oh, it's a head-to-head collision, so both players have to go get looked at. Here it is again. Ball in the air. Nyangaberi just coming in shoulder first. These trainers have been busy in the opening 35 minutes. You can see what it means. Opening 2 weeks in the USL Championship. This league is so competitive now, Drew. There are no weeks you can take off. Every game is a must-win almost, just to keep up with the pack.
Both players got up in the air at about the same time. And you see both players acknowledging each other there, so that's a good sign. And do you like the no call in that situation overall?
I do. I think both of them had every opportunity to go after it. It was a 50-50. Don't like the fact that Nyangaberi turned his back on the ball and used his shoulder, which means that Abu took the brunt of it.
Farah and Farah, they are Tampa personal injury attorneys. You can view them online at farahandfarah.com. Brand new sponsors of the Tampa Bay Rowdies here for 20 and 2024. Welcome Farah and Farah. 38th minute, Tampa Bay with a 1-0 lead. Still off the Kyle Jennings goal in the 4th minute. First half that has been sloppy in some ways for the Rowdies. Tampa Bay has also had some really nice possession, some nice attempts as well. San Antonio, a few good possessions, but all together simply not where they want to be here on the road.
I think they've done a good job by possessing the ball for longer periods of time, by slowing this Rowdies team down in the first half. To be fair, Rowdies have not really found any sort of rhythm with the ball, but they've created more without the ball.
Rivera, he is slippery, isn't he?
And creative as well.
Tampa Bay gets possession right back here. Rivera sending it forward, bodily now. Right-footed this time. And it's going to be sent out across that end line. So 40th minute. Rowdies with a 1-goal lead. As far as the overall flow, Ryan, and this first 11 put out tonight by Coach Robbie Nielsen.
I think it's worked out good. Yes, even though, let's suppose the score was 0-0. Kyle Jennings did not score from that corner. I think what he is trying to do is be effective without the ball. So when the opponents have the ball, he's going to try to disrupt, higher up the pitch, create opportunities by other teams coughing up the ball in their own half. And then Rowdies just trying to transition quickly, 2 passes in the box. Now, with the ball, on the other hand, I thought the Rowdies just seem to have, when they're in their own half, don't seem to have that sort of rhythm as yet. But I think in the opposing half, with the amount of running off of the ball, I think the opportunities and the space are there for the players, because the players are willing to run so much off of the ball and create space for the player with the ball. Wow, I hope I explained that properly.
Kendall Burks in the game now for San Antonio. Lewis Hilton. As it skates back here to Pablo Cisniega. Cisniega conceding late last week. And that match against Loudon, a little bit of a sour taste in the mouths of San Antonio as they come in here tonight. It's a very confident franchise, they should be. After winning the Cup in 2022. Got a beautiful stadium, Toyota Field. Right there in the heart of Texas. Great fan base as well. Alan Marcina is really head coach of what is a gem franchise in this USL Championship.
I think he looks a little uncomfortable because he's not liking to see, he doesn't like how his players are not figuring out where the space is when trying to play out of the back. Something that takes a lot of repetition in practice in the off season, and by the way they've committed to it, they've obviously committed to it as well in pre-season. So when they're not finding those spaces on their own, coaches can get a little unsettled.
There's Omar now, trying to work through traffic. Decent run here. Lucas Silva touches right. Atkinson now slowly attacks. 1v1. Sends it over the goal. Tampa Bay will track it down here with Nyangaberi. Rowdies, though, unable to fully clear it. And here's San Antonio Mohamed Abu. Up top. One hopper right in front of the goal. And that's the first big save of Jordan Farr's Tampa Bay Rowdies career.
And a big save it was. A lot of keepers would have turned that ball around the post for a corner. And Jordan Farr, the bell rang and he answered it. An awkward hop for Aaron Guillen. It landed right at the feet of Agudelo. And what a save by Farr. Held on and held on tight.
A top-notch goalkeeper in this league, absolutely priceless.
It is, because it sets the tone and confidence to your back line. And then the back line bleeds into your midfield. And then the midfield bleeds into the forward line. So it really is a domino effect when your goalkeeper is compatible and dependable.
And don't forget, Tampa Bay also with Phil Brino on the roster this year. Brino,
fantastic.
One day will get his chance as the Tampa Bay starting keeper.
The ultimate professional, Phil Brino. He is ready to go. And quite the locker room presence as well. There's Leo Fernandez next to Phil Brino. Wonder if the Samba man is going to get a chance to get on the field and create some opportunities.
Collision there in the air. And San Antonio, once again, players pleading their case. Juan Agudelo right in the middle of it. These two franchises go back a long way. Before it was San Antonio FC, they were the San Antonio Scorpions with the NASL. And when the Rowdies were in that league, several meetings here with Tampa Bay. As you see another card, this time Denny Crisostomo, and that's yellow card number 4, I believe, in this first half against the Rowdies.
And that's going to leave a lot for Coach Nielsen to think about at halftime. Again, Crisostomo taking his eye off the ball. Very consistent by the referee. Hernandez did that against Aaron Guillen and just sort of threw himself into the challenge.
There are good yellow cards and there are careless ones.
I agree. I mean, there was no opportunity for the player to get behind the Rowdies defense. It was far away from goal. I mean, a coach would not like you to, would not appreciate you pulling out of that tackle, but maybe it's one of those you may have wanted to sort of hold off on.
4 minutes extra time, 4 minutes coming up here in this first half. Taken right at that midfield line, and now put in the open space. Atkinson on the run. Try to get that left foot on it. No, he'll spread it left, and the shot set up. And that is shot right over the crossbar. Rowdies fans letting him know that he wasn't even close.
This guy almost had it. I tell you what, Silva scored a goal last week, the opening goal against Loudoun United. We just can't seem to find the technique tonight. And there's Ralph Small, Skyway Casuals.
Stephen Cundiff there on the drums. They are packed in tonight here to Al Lang. There is not an open seat in the house here on the grandstand side. Cal Jennings, the difference so far in this match with a goal in the 4th minute. Once again, a little bit of bumping going on inside that center circle, and there's been a lot of it here in this first half. Advantage here to the Rowdies. So place down here for Jordan Doherty, savvy veteran. Rivera takes a bump from Carter Manley. Manley has been impressive for San Antonio so far in this young season. Atkinson now will switch gears.
Well, one of the big matchups tonight was Manley against Rivera on this right-hand side. Here he is with the ball. And he's done so good so far against Rivera.
Right, he's got to be careful here. Blake Bodley sitting on a yellow.
I think it leaves a lot of questions for Coach Nielsen at halftime with so many players on yellow cards. Bodley being one, Crisostomo in the middle of the park with Hilton, another. We have Joseph Desart, who came from Orlando City, who can replace Crisostomo in the middle of the park.
Mohamed Abu, right side now. Lambert, quick handle to Hernandez. Kendall Burks, number 5 tonight, in white, and now circling back is Omar. Now he's flying around. Do not want to allow another chance here to San Antonio. They don't want to let him build any confidence here just before halftime. Tell you what, Young Gabiri is all over the place in this first 45 minutes and change. You have to remember, though, to stay disciplined. There's Lasso coming up. Again. Well, a little bit of danger there. Jordan Farr lets it go. Redirected here. This is Cal Jennings. Numbers forward for Tampa Bay. Jennings drawing 2 as he usually does. Jennings with the cross. Another ball in the danger zone. Rivera was lurking.
Because he has 2 feet, he has the ability to go either left or right, so the defender can't force him one way. He showed the defender left, went back to the right, got to the byline, created space for himself, and plays the ball right across the mix-up. And now the Rowdies win a corner. Again, something out of nothing. Cal Jennings has that ability to do that.
So final opportunity here for the Rowdies in this first half. Lewis Hilton once again on top of it. 4th corner. Hilton is handled. Put right in front of the goal. It is loose. Tampa Bay can't get a foot on it. And the ball blown dead.
Well, the second time the ball came into Cisnega's kitchen, and he did a great job. He punched it out the first one. This time he got his hand to it, but invited the contact from the forward line and won the free kick.
So Pablo Cisnega concedes 1 time in this match, trying to keep the Rowdies off the scoreboard the rest of the way. It's 1-0 Tampa Bay after one half of play. As we get ready for halftime, if you're watching on CBS Sports Golazo Network, a special halftime show coming for you courtesy of CBS. If you're watching on WTOG, our homemade Tampa Bay Rowdies halftime show coming at you. 1-0 the score. Tampa Bay and San Antonio. We're back to downtown St. Pete in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It is halftime here at Al Lang Stadium, and this is your Visit Tampa Bay halftime show. Visit Tampa Bay, where treasure awaits. Thrilled to have you with us, everybody, on opening night. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. A festive night of Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer here. How would you evaluate the first 45 and change?
I think if you're a Tampa Bay Rowdy fan, you can't complain. It's a very industrial type team. They work hard behind the ball, and they got a fantastic goal from Kyle Jennings. If you're San Antonio, they've possessed the ball fine. They haven't created many opportunities. Still a lot to play for in the first 45, but so far the edge to the Rowdies. More shots on goal and a 1-0 scoreline.
You know, it's awesome to always watch the Rowdies veterans like Aaron Guillen and Forrest Lasso. But lately, the theme for the Tampa Bay Rowdies have been young players, young local players in the community, as we're about to meet.
This opportunity to sign my first contract means everything to me. I've worked really hard every single day for this opportunity, so I'm really grateful for Coach Robbie and all the staff here that have helped me. And the players here are on a different level that I'm used to, so it's really a good experience, and I'm looking forward most to the home games at Al Lang.
Worked all my life to have this opportunity and to have it come at such a good team, such a good level, with such an amazing environment. It's the best thing I could ever ask for.
I came in, we were looking to bring in some younger players and try and develop them. I think that the facilities here merit that. So getting these two guys signed up is great for the club, great for the future, and you know, this is just the beginning for them.
Obviously some very talented young men, but Ryan, these young men are barely old enough to drive. What impact can they have for this franchise moving forward?
Professionalism. When you get the opportunity to be around people who earn money playing these sports, you can see the practicing and the execution in the practice is a different level. When players have to play without the ball for such long periods of time, you see what it takes to endure a 95-minute match, and then have the ability on the ball while fatigued to then create chances, score goals, defend. It's a whole different experience for these players.
Yep, building that starting base. Young, Robbie Nielsen, making sure that is an emphasis here for the Rowdies moving forward. It is 1-0 at halftime. So excited you are with us tonight. The look from high above the press box here at Al Lang Stadium. We'll be back in just a moment. It is a busy night at the park. Tampa Bay Rowdies, a 1-0 lead over San Antonio FC. Great place to get some food and some Rowdies paraphernalia here at Al Lang Stadium. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. As we continue on throughout the season, bringing you Rowdy Soccer, we're constantly going to talk about the USL Team of the Week for each week. Ryan, what does that mean? How important is it for a player to make his name on that list?
Well, Drew, this is award season in Hollywood. I may not be an Emmy Award like our director, Tom Sippos, has, but being on the Team of the Week, it does show some recognition of you being the best player in that position for that week against your opponents and your counterparts. So I think that pat on the back sort of, and that recognition, I think it means a lot to the players. And just to achieve that gives them something to work for in the middle of the week and the weekends going forward.
Not all teams in action last week. We'll keep that in mind as we show you our very first USL Team of the Week for 2024, but certainly some household names on there like Florian Velo.
Excellent player. What about Romario Williams up on that left-hand side for Hartford? He's been in and around the Team of the Week for years now in the USL. Greg Hurst, Jorge Hernandez, Boadi, Stouffer,
How about the big keeper too, Matt Van Oekel. He just keeps playing on and playing on. I don't think he's ever going to retire from this game.
The grandfather of the USL, he has done it again. And he not only shows up there, he coaches the keepers as well. So this is how you get onto the Team of the Week. That's going to be Matt Van Oekel's next class in coach and goalkeeping class this week.
Just an absolute joy to watch over the years. Well, when we come back, halftime highlights. Also, we'll talk little strategy, get you ready for half number 2. You're watching Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on our new local broadcast partner, WTOG Channel 44. Much more from downtown St. Pete coming up. Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. Visit Tampa Bay, where treasure awaits. Millions of people visiting Tampa Bay this time of year, and a lot of out-of-towners certainly in town for this one. Tampa Bay leads the visiting side, San Antonio FC, by a count of 1-0. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. So before we take a look at these highlights, tell you what, for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, Kyle Jennings just continues to be spectacular.
He's so versatile. He can play with the ball and without the ball. And what about set pieces? He shows you what he can do in the opening 5 minutes. Flicks on the ball to the last post, 1-0. He's just so dynamic, and he gets on the team sheet because he's willing to do all the dirty work as well. So he's just really busy.
Take a look at these first half highlights, and this was the play off the foot of Blake Bodley.
Great delivery by Bodley, and Kyle Jennings just trying to flick it to the last post, and boy did he find the last post. It nestled up in there, and it gave the Rowdies an unbelievable start.
Yeah, he was a problem, and then from there, a lot of physical play, a lot of collisions, a lot of cards, chatter to go with it as well. A lot of chippiness right now on the pitch.
Yeah, well, the San Antonio have the reputation as a physical team, and here's Rivera showing that dynamic play, cutting back to the left, shoots over bar, but it shows his qualities on the ball. Invites the defender to the pub, says no, adds a shot over bar. And Aaron Guillen coughs one up, and a great save by Jordan Farr. He didn't just push it through, he held on.
So the Rowdies sitting on that 1-goal lead. Let's take a look now at some halftime stats as we get ready for half number 2.
Well, of course, Rowdies with that goal from Kyle Jennings, but they have the 5 shots to complement their pressuring and their disrupting in the last third of the field. 40% possession. Yes, San Antonio sticking to their footprint at 60%, going from side to side, building up from the wings, allowing the midfielders to push up through the middle once the ball goes outside. But shots on goal, only 1 shot on target from San Antonio. Yes, 2 shots from the Rowdies, but Rowdies have had more shots overall in the first half with only 40% of possession, showing how dynamic and how direct they've been as compared to San Antonio. Yellow cards. It is 4-1 to the Rowdies, very physical, and the Rowdies have a lot to think about in the second half in exchanging players for yellow card trouble.
So both teams back on the pitch here. Rowdies now will move from left to right. San Antonio in the white. How about the Rowdies' new uniforms? Kind of a throwback to the old 1975 version as we come up on 50 years ago when this franchise was created. Built a legendary fanfare over the years. And this legendary, at one time, baseball park, Al Lang Stadium, has been the perfect home for Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer here in the modern era. Underway, half number 2. Cal Jennings shoved out of bounds as he puts that one in play. Here's Nyangaberi attacking. He has got some room to work with. Sends it on the ground. Pablo Cisniega gets on the carpet just in time.
Well, it's that time when the Rowdies are attacking the supporter section, and Nyangaberi jumps on his bike and shows that dynamic play on the right-hand side. Did all the right things, Drew. Went across the goalkeeper, but just safe hands by Cisniega.
Cal Jennings now slowing the game down, switches it over to his left. That was an absolute rocket. Getting up in the air. I believe that was Arteaga who attempted the bicycle kick. Didn't quite have enough there to square it up.
Again, we saw Cal Jennings switching back onto that left foot. Great technique. Good save again by the keeper.
Tampa Bay fans holding their breath here in the opening minutes to half number 2, as it was Rivera who sent that one into the seats. Fans are sort of trying to find their seats once again, and they better get back to it quick. We got furious action.
Well, Carter Manley doing a great job again on Rivera, forcing him onto that left foot. Did so in the first half. Rivera kicked over bar, did so again just seconds ago. And the youngster starting to take aim.
Once again, Rowdies have to be careful, Ryan, with so many players sitting on yellows here to start the second half. Is your approach a little different than it was at the start of the game as Ian gets ready to throw it in? If you are one of those guys, what does that approach have to be here to play the rest of the way?
Well, the coach will have to remind them of the expectations with a yellow card so early in the second half when they go back out in the field.
Ball 1. Here comes Tampa Bay again. Arteaga. Ball deflected off a San Antonio player, and the Rowdies will have a corner kick here. So Tampa Bay making all kinds of things happen here in the opening minutes of half number 2.
Well, for the Rowdies on the sidelines, they have Joshua Perez, who can replace Bodley for that yellow card. Of course, Desart for Crisostomo. Those are 2 players I can think of to come in, player for player swap.
So now it's Lewis Hilton, the in-swinger. Hilton, the field general, wants to put this one in a good spot. Lasso trying to elevate. He was held down there. Rowdies trying to get a second foot on it as it is cleared momentarily. Tampa Bay will keep possession. Crisostomo gets it back. Well done by the Rowdies. Crisostomo getting closer. Cisniega able to hold his ground. Tampa Bay not done. Still in the box. Little time to work with. Not much space. Oh, that is one that is so easy it's hard.
Well, you're seeing Cisniega's quality in goal for San Antonio and Crisostomo's willingness and technical ability to get the ball in tight spaces. He takes an extra dribble here, Drew. Gets right in front of Cisniega. Good save by the goalkeeper. And what about Rivera with the back heel, creating space again? Crisostomo having another shot. Arteaga wants it, but there was no angle for Crisostomo to pick him out.
So Rowdies peppering Cisniega with shots here. Lewis Hilton again. Lots of grabbing and tugging going on right now inside that 6-yard box. Guillen lofts it up here far side. Hilton can't control it, and finally San Antonio will have it back.
Since the opening goal, San Antonio have done fantastic with the corners. Right now it's 6-0 for Rowdies with corners over San Antonio. But the San Antonio defense have buckled down and held their marks.
Coach Nielsen gives it a little flick here to Aaron Guillen. Trying to hit Hilton in stride. Not enough on it, though. And San Antonio will try and develop a little bit of pace here. Rowdies retreating. Crisostomo on top of it, though. Hernandez tries to put it in motion, and out comes Jordan Farr flying in once again. Well, he is very athletic. You can just tell, too, how confident he is in his abilities. Just so athletic and kind of cagey to just shut any run down at any time.
Yeah, I think you said it. Agility has to be one of his trademarks. Not the tallest of goalkeepers, as we see the comparison with the Cisniega on the other end. So Jordan Farr has to have that ability, that leaping ability, and that comfort in the air while cushioning his fall and rolling. And he can reach really far with the height that he has.
This is Doherty. Into the opposing half now, Jordan Doherty. Mentioned how much he has grown up in his time with the Rowdies. Trying to cross that one in, and that is Doherty just showing complete confidence in his ability. He could not do that 2 or 3 years ago.
Remember Jordan Doherty, the holding midfielder? Well, that's where he learned that touch on the ball in the tight space, getting used to somebody being on his shoulder when he's in possession. Now he's playing right centre-back, gets the opportunity to come forward, and you see that quality to hold on to the ball, even though a defender's on his shoulder.
Little talking to for Mitch Tainer. Mitch Tainer making his 100th appearance tonight for San Antonio. A special night for him. Player we highlighted in the open of our show now is San Antonio defending their goal once again. Look out, Blake Bodley has 1 assist tonight. Trying to deliver a second here. Hilton will keep it himself. Put some air under this one. Rowdies have a chance at it. Oh, off the forefoot that time. Just could not be finished. But the idea about as perfect as it could be as Arteaga had it teed up.
Well, Hernandez made a nuisance of himself. Lewis Hilton did not strike the ball properly, sort of ballooned it in the air. And what a save in the end by Lambert to get a foot on it. That was a goal-saving tackle at point-blank range.
One more from Hilton. Rowdies continue to knock on the door here. Eventually, you got to think that door is going to open. Nyangaberi. Tampa Bay running once more. Cisniega douses the flames.
Well, if you thought Nyangaberi is committed or not, well, you got your answer there. He created that out of pure hustle. Got his foot to it for Lewis Hilton to get a shot off. Lewis Hilton, injury-riddled season in 2023, has bounced back so far in the opening 53 minutes in game number 1 in 2024.
Well, the USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. You can catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Golazo Network and on ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. So excited about the partnership with CBS Sports this year, 2024, and also WTOG, such a long tradition of covering local sports in the Tampa Bay area, especially the Tampa Bay Buccaneers back in the day and the Rowdies back in the 1970s as well.
And you can see what it means to the fans. They are absolutely pumped to have us back on the 44 and CBS Golazo for the first time.
So much to be excited about if you're a Tampa Bay Rowdies fan. There's Jordan Doherty. He's played well tonight. Wanted a delay that time. As I'll tell you what, Hernandez is a very crafty young man.
He is.
Out there.
He is.
For the visitors tonight.
Hernandez, of course, having that assist for against Loudoun United for the opening goal of the season for San Antonio, finding Silva in the box.
Ball is played now by Hackinson. Looking to get it back. Rowdies just making it very difficult for San Antonio to possess. They cannot get anything going here thus far. Just as I say that, a gorgeous ball. And on the attack once more, Jordan Farr anticipated it.
Well, Forrest Lasso is looking at the linesman asking about the offside call, but that is I was about to say something, that as the Rowdies push forward and pin San Antonio back, there's always that fear if they get around or they get a little bit of daylight to slip through the ball through a 1v1 with Forrest Lasso. And there you got your answer. Agudelo's touch let him down, but it showed the danger of this Rowdies team if they push too high up and not take care of their defensive responsibilities at the back line.
Once again, words. Juan Agudelo seems like he has been hot from the start. Lots of intensity he came to the park with tonight, but you got to learn how to channel that here on the road.
He's coming to the back of Forrest Lasso. But you can understand the intensity and the eagerness of the forward. He wants to get on the ball, wants to win that battle. It's been a battle with Forrest Lasso, who is so good in the air. One of the reasons he was brought to this club, Forrest Lasso, is because he was so dominant in that 18-yard box.
Aaron Guillen sets it in motion. Yangabiri couldn't control it. And now Lucas Silva operating for San Antonio. Taylor looks to get more involved for San Antonio.
Lovely pressure by San Antonio in the middle of the park. They recovered that ball beautifully just by pressuring the midfield and coughing it up.
Here's Taylor now, 29 years old. Crisostomo. Tampa Bay fans gonna love him and what he brings to this franchise. Also came from Las Vegas Lights, just like Cal Jennings. As Kevon Lambert touches it out of bounds.
With little glimpses of brilliance from Damian Rivera. Just interested to see how long he goes with a Leo Fernandez on the bench, looking to try and get in and create opportunities for the players and himself.
Numbers forward now here for San Antonio. Tampa Bay got to be careful. That's a gorgeous tackle. Aaron Guillen getting on the ground. And now a bit of a skirmish right in front of the official. Guillen looking at the official saying, what has to happen for me to get a whistle here?
Well, the recovery by Aaron Guillen was something special. Asking the referee for the foul, but the linesman not agreeing. Hey, after he wins the tackle, goes over here. Lacey stays with it, goes over again. I think it's a good non-call by the referee.
Absolutely. San Antonio able to win it right back. Rowdies on guard though as Guillen. And now Tainer on top of it. San Antonio playing uphill the entire way. Dangerous ball this time. Look out, it's Hernandez. Rowdies back in place. Here's the shot. And once again, Jordan Farr saw it coming from his ex-teammates.
Well, the opening goal against Loudoun United was similar to that. Hernandez to Silva. Silva closing in. Here's Hernandez again laying it back. And Silva didn't get a chance to really drive the ball. Comfortable save in the end for Farr. I wonder what the conversation will be like if this scoreline stays and Jordan Farr steps over to that San Antonio bench.
Well, be sure and turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. That's Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hear live matches from the USL, the MLS, Premier League, and more. Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app. 1-0 Rowdies, sitting on a goal in the 4th minute by Cal Jennings.
Well, picture perfect for Robbie Nielsen's type of play. Stifling sort of defense and pressure in the opposing defensive third. Well, San Antonio's defensive third. They win back the ball, but it gives you a quick snippet of what's expected as a Rowdy player this season. How high you have to press, how consistent you have to press. But the back line of Forrest Lasso, Aaron Guillen, they have to look out if the ball comes forward or there's an opportunity to play the ball behind the defense. The back line has to be ready to tidy up.
Lewis Hilton now takes control of things. Operating in a crowd, doing it so calmly. Tries to get it to Nyongaberi. Abu.
Oh, wow.
Nifty footwork. Crowd enjoying it, even though it's from the opposing side. And there's Agobello trying to fight through that Rowdies wall. Arteaga. And a late whistle called here. Ball will belong to Tampa Bay. This is one of those matches where if you're not going to be physical, and you're not going to go very far. It has been one rough and physical match from the start.
Defensively, both teams have the philosophy, if the opposing side has the ball, you have to close down, you have to commit. So even if that is missing a tackle and taking someone out and fouling someone, you have to commit to the challenge and to commit to recovering the ball. There's another collision. And it's Arteaga coming in late on Hackinson.
It seems like that these collisions, they kind of happen in bunches. When they happen, they just happen constantly. Several of them within just a few minutes.
It's usually when the team with the ball is not set. They don't have their players to move the ball from side to side and find the space. The player is looking for space, and the contact comes, and the player releases the ball, and then they absorb the contact and the foul comes. So it usually happens when the opposing team who has the ball is not set formation-wise.
Lucas Silva. Forrest Lasso there for the interception. Agudelo. And now Hernandez. Right back here. Juan Agudelo, big physical presence for San Antonio. Tainer trying to get it up the pitch. And once again sent back right in front of our longtime photographer Chris Tilley down there beyond that touchline.
There have been talks about building a statue outside the Rowdies Stadium of Chris Tilley. Or is that just a rumor?
I think perhaps we could see it one day right next to your statue, Ryan. There's Chris, our crew. We cannot say enough about them, the hard work they put in and year out to bring Rowdies soccer into the living rooms of fans all over the world. And Forrest Lasso shaken up. Showing the official that is what just happened. Making sure he keeps an eye on it moving forward.
Forrest Lasso has delivered pain for many years in this league and is now on the receiving end.
Silva. Jordan Doherty. And now Lasso retreating for Tampa Bay. Agudelo. Good hook up here from Silva. And once again, Nyongaberi. Just seems like he is thwarting the plans constantly of everything, every connection San Antonio is trying to make.
Well, he's earned that starting spot tonight on that right-hand side.
So Joey Desart, about some of the young players the Rowdies have brought out tonight This guy is going to be one of them. Number 5 here, Wake Forest alum. Once selected by Orlando City in the 2020 MLS draft. He is ready to check in. Damian Rivera will be the first player out here.
Well, we've seen some Jamaicans come and go in this incredible, like Jordan Scarlett and company. And this young man from Jamaica coming to play center midfield. He's industrious, hardworking, very team-oriented player. And this young man, Rivera, has put on a show in glimpses and shown why he's been put into the starting lineup.
So Rivera has a seat. You can tell he wanted to be on that pitch a little bit longer tonight. You can relax boldly in Tampa Bay by claiming your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. That's visitTampaBay.com. No better time to visit than mid-March. There are a lot of folks here in the Tampa Bay area right now, especially along the beaches. St. Pete, Clearwater. All sent up here. Rowdies still a 1-0 lead. And the flag will go up. San Antonio a little bit frustrated here. Aaron Guillen going down once again, and it's Cameron Lacey wondering what just happened.
Well, when you're a defender in your own third, the referee is always going to have support the defender if he's upended. And this is going to be a yellow card for Lacey for his reaction after the whistle. Aaron Guillen, as soon as he has possession of the ball and feels the contact of the forward, is going to go over and put the pressure on the official. There he is, wins the ball, puts his body between the forward and the ball, and then just goes over with the pressure. And Lacey has to understand, you can't go through a player because they're screening the ball. You can't go through the person.
Redirected this time. Jennings trying to run it down. It's gathered by Cisniega. Oh, well done, Tampa Bay. Another attempt there. Cal Jennings. Oh, that was lightning in a bottle that time. They're so quick to it.
They're so direct. The quick counter, they call it. As soon as the ball is disrupted in midfield, 2 passes into the box. Cal Jennings is in on goal. Yes, it was a half chance, but it showed how Arteaga didn't think twice to flick that ball right into this path.
Youngberry retreating here. See the fans watching here on the near side. Not a bad seat in the house here at Al Lang. A lot of the corporate groups hanging out there. It's such a great source of entertainment. If you've never been to a Tampa Bay Rowdies game, if you're in the area, it is certainly a bucket list thing, a festive environment, and no better bang for your buck anywhere. Pablo Cisniega lets it go here in the 68th minute. Lasso goes down here. Agudelo is going to stay upright, and now San Antonio with an opportunity to pull level. Again, that window closes very, very quickly. And Rowdies back at it. All given up though. Here's Lucas Silva. Sustamo. And there's the player just checked in, Joey Desart, those fresh legs and all. And it will be Rowdies' possession.
That was Jamaica on Jamaica crime with Lambert and Desart colliding. 2 very aggressive players in midfield.
Oh, going down that time. Cal Jennings, and no whistle that time. Looked like he was clearly grabbed and thrown down from behind.
There's that sharp turn by Cal Jennings again. And it was Kendall Burks who latched on.
Look at Nyankaberry just coming out of nowhere. He has been like a heat-guided missile tonight.
Getting the nod from Burundi and just completely grabbing his opportunity in Alan. Off the ball, he's been tireless and committed. On the ball, he's shown he has skill, his technical ability in tight spaces. has done everything right and put his name in the hat for next game for the starting lineup.
We're talking to here for Cal Jennings. Jennings was thrown down, remember, on that last play, so he was pleading his case. And officials trying to calm him down. Jennings is saying, hey, I was clearly thrown down and grabbed. As there is a player down on the far side here.
I think it was that Lambert and Desart collision. Remember, Lambert got injured earlier on in the match. And that last collision with Desart has to get the foot looked at. Kevon Lambert, Phoenix Rising player.
Slow getting up here is Lambert. Kendall Burks trying to help up his teammate. Players also trying to stay hydrated in the process. Remember, one time we did have hydration breaks in the USL Championship. That has kind of slowly gone away. And although it doesn't feel like July still, it can certainly get hot out there.
Yeah, may make a return as the summer heat sets in Florida. When is that, Drew? You think May? June? The hydration breaks. May, June, you think?
Yeah, it's about fitting. San Antonio back to business. Atkinson sends it right. Trying to set up a lane here. Rowdies marking perfectly thus far. Jennings, look at the hands again on his back. And finally a call made. Kendall Burks,
well, it was that
guilty party.
Little discussion between Carl Jennings and the referee just a moment ago. It was Burks who grabbed him last time. There's the two hands again. A lot of hands on Carl Jennings, and I think the referee understood what the forward was telling him.
Well, eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. You can download right now.
I can tell you right now, I play eFootball and I use the Tampa Bay Rowdies. They have the gear.
Here we go. Nyanga trying to get it in position. It is scored! Tampa Bay doubles their lead. Manuel Arteaga. It's 2-0.
Well, Arteaga is going to get the glory in the right place at the right time. But Nyanga put this on a platter. And there comes the dance in front of the home fans. They've been waiting for it in the supporters' end. Nyanga getting to the byline and puts it right into the path of Arteaga in between the defenders. So hard to defend that, Drew. The defenders are facing their own goal. Arteaga is just 2 steps away. And he gets his first goal in the first match.
Ralph's mob is rocking, and so is this capacity crowd tonight at Al Lake Stadium. And it's Manuel Arteaga's first season as a Rowdy, acquired from Phoenix Rising, making a splash here in his home debut.
Being in the right place at the right time is an art. It is a skill in football. And Nyanga serving it up, but Arteaga being there to tap it home is a skill in itself.
And in the name of Manuel Arteaga, the Rowdies donate another $250 to Orlando Health Bayfront Hospital. Doing that for every single goal this season. 2-0. Tampa Bay can breathe a little easier now. I know fans still sort of on their edge of their seat, Ryan, with that 1-0 lead.
Yep, still a lot of football to play, but 2-0 is certainly better than 1-0.
Rowdy's not done just yet. Mitchell Tainer just has not been able to fully dominate like he usually does. Struggled just a little bit in the back tonight for San Antonio.
You can still see the early season woes for a lot of players. Forrest Lasso is laboring a little bit. Some players just don't have that tight control that they usually do. That's going to come as they continue to play in this sort of environment, this pace. The touch will come on the ball, the attrition will come. Don't tell that to Nyanga though. He's in full flight in game one. He is ready to go.
Another corner kick here for the Rowdies. They have dominated the corner kicks tonight.
Oh, what a great save. I want to go back to the corners. That is the 10th corner to none in the game. But again, Cisniega just dominant, as he should be, in his box on crosses. Incredible goalkeeping.
Shannon Gomez, Trinidad and Tobago represented, about to check in here. And he will replace Lucas Silva. Ryan, tell us, Trinidad, it's your home country. Tell us, what kind of country is it? And should we visit one day?
Absolutely. Well, it's known for its carnival once a year. That shows up on Fat Tuesday, same time of the year. It's Trinidad and Tobago, so you party hard in Trinidad and then you relax in Tobago on the beach. That's the recipe, and the food is to die for.
My two favorite things to do.
Eating beach. I love it.
Again, it's Nyanga Berry. Another yellow card dealt out. San Antonio frustration building here in the 76th minute. Drew Felios with Ryan Davis. And the Rowdies bearing down on what would be their first victory of 2024 on opening night here at Al Lang. And here's the last sequence. And I'm telling you, Ryan, 27 has just been blowing up every single opposition run. Step
for step, he seems to be quicker than anyone around him. So once he has that little edge, the only way to recover is to grab and hold on, as Hackinson tried to do. And understand, when you're playing in front of your home crowd, you have that little extra energy, that little extra positivity, and the opposing team doesn't have that, so they're starting to grab on just to keep up with the pace.
Doherty and Nyanga Berry is trying to squeeze it through. That time was Chrysostomo. Well, Grand Central Brewhouse, a two-story brewery, tap room, and beer garden located in the heart of the Grand Central District. The brewery featuring traditional lagers and ales poured directly from European-style serving tanks, resulting in fresher beer. Grand Central Brewhouse, you certainly want to check it out. Rowdies, some nifty footwork. Lewis Hilton topped the box. Had a slight window there. And Tampa Bay is just bossing this game right now.
Great recovery by Lambert, but the play, the one-touch passing to create space for each other is impressive in the last third.
Now, we've talked a lot about 27, Pacific Nyanga Berry. In the starting 11 tonight, and obviously has played a key role for the Rowdies defensively. His toughness and just all out, putting everything on the line. That's kind of what Tampa Bay lacked last year in that postseason. Something was missing. They did not have that enforcer, that guy to really just lay it on the line and sort of intimidate the opposition. This guy, I think, is the answer.
He is replacing some big shoes on that right-hand side in Connor Antley. The Sunrail. Did someone tell the governor that the Sunrail left Florida? Connor Antley's in Washington, D.C. You need to let the governor know.
We're going to miss him, Connor Antley. Nyanga Berry, fans want him to get his tonight after he's done so much. And now right in front of the Skyway Casuals and Ralph Mob section, fans want a whistle.
Well, here he is again. He pulls it back beautifully. Hackinson trying to recover. And it's all arms and legs after that. No ball, Drew.
Mention Connor Antley, though. Rowdy's going to miss him. They're going to miss Sebastian Dahlgaard as well and his leadership.
Love Dahlgaard on that left-hand side or right-hand side for the Rowdies. Huge shoes to fill as well.
Yeah, for sure. Hernandez. And now Jordan Doherty. Doherty going down. Hernandez trying to cut this lead in half, and the Rowdies a bit fortunate that time.
Well, we talk about early season woes. Jordan Doherty uncharacteristically giving away the ball in the back, opening the chance for Hernandez. Everyone just seems to be a half step behind the pace at the moment.
Lasso and Doherty communicating here. So Dahlgaard, Antley, two big names there. And the last guy I'm really going to miss, Lucky Mkosana. Not very effective in 2023, but just his presence in the past coming off the bench for the Rowdies. Certainly going to be missed big time.
So influential off the pitch as well.
Sent on the ground. Rowdies will clear it here. 80th minute. San Antonio has been shut out thus far. And what it would mean to Jordan Farr to get a clean sheet here in his home debut.
Against this opposition as well. The knock on the door came from the GM in San Antonio saying that there was going to be competition for his spot. Cisnega turned out to be that name. Jordan Farr understanding what his role was up for grabs. And the Tampa Bay Rowdies got wind and did not hesitate.
It's one thing the Rowdies have done really well at in the past. Identify the players that have played exceptional against them, and eventually some of those players bring them on your roster. If you can't beat them, the old saying goes, join them, right? Jordan Farr. Just under 10 minutes of regulation remain. Doherty. Lewis Hilton backtracking here for the Rowdies, and Youngberry can't get to that one. About to have another substitute here in this match. It's Buda Noguera about to come on here, and I believe Mohamed Abu, his night is about to be over. Here is Noguera coming on, trying to give this San Antonio team a late lift.
Well, he's going to play in midfield exactly where Nabu was. And try to win back possession and create some opportunities for the forward line.
Lambert, Agudelo. And now here's Mitch Tainer. Quick touch. Kendall Burks. Tainer, the captain. Nowhere to go there. Lasso gets ahead on it. This is Hernandez. Frustrated from the outset. And Jordan Farr takes care of it for Tampa Bay. We're thrilled to have, as one of our sponsors this year, Hooters, the original wing joint. And I'll tell you what, so many wing joints come and go over the years. There are nothing like about 20 hot Hooters wings. They are amazing.
Well, they have a heck of a trademark, Hooters, so it's going to be hard to replace that. So that's why they've withstood the test of time.
San Antonio trying to get close here, and this one is through. San Antonio is on the scoreboard here in the 83rd minute. So the shutout is for naught. They get it by Jordan Farr, just like that off the bench. Noguera delivers.
What a way to make an entrance. Just a strong, powerful run up that right-hand side. And the Rowdies, you have to say, sort of fell asleep. Nobody really reacted. The Zart came in, but really wasn't committed. And at that angle, you would have hoped that Jordan Farr would have taken care of that near post and chalked that one up to the goalkeeper.
So Rowdies lead cut in half just like that. And I was just about to say, we're talking about that 2-0 lead. That is the most dangerous lead in soccer, as Leo Fernandez set to come on here. And the crowd's going to acknowledge the long-standing Rowdy here in his 8th season.
What a legend. MVP of 2022. Only played a few minutes at the end of 2023 with a catastrophic injury. And now back for 2024 to try to leave his mark on this team.
Well, I call a foul there on Cal Jennings. So San Antonio trying to turn the tide here late. If you are the visiting side here, Ryan, you have got all the confidence in the world. Just one play. Things have not gone your way all night long, but it doesn't matter. You can get out of here with at least a point.
The door is now open. Momentum. Look at the players now in white. They're going to have a little bounce in their step. Let's see how the Rowdies recover with their energy.
A little too far here for Jennings.
Desart had the perfect window to release Jennings on that far left-hand side. Just overhit it.
Agueda. Really impressed by 13 and White. Covers a lot of ground for San Antonio. And now this is Hernandez. Once again, right in the middle of it. And he waves the finger.
Still San Antonio unable to win their first corner. But this man's engine just never dies. Goes all the way back to defend, gets all the way forward to the byline to set up the goal for Arteaga. Now Jordan Farr, when he takes his goal kick, has to pick one of the sides. It looks like he's going to go down the right-hand channel for the Rowdies.
Lasso. Flicks it out of bounds. San Antonio now with a throw in. It's amazing too how the swag of the Rowdies just kind of changes too after conceding late in this game. All of a sudden, not playing quite as confidently. And San Antonio, as you mentioned, Ryan, with that extra bounce in their step.
It's a different mentality. Now they're hunting. San Antonio, they're in the hunt while the Rowdies are protecting. So you can see the change of attitude. And that goes with the ball at their feet, looking for opportunities.
Lewis Hilton. And I believe, is that Leo Fernandez down? Yes, it is. Leo Fernandez gets up quickly. These fans certainly want to see that. Remember last year, that Achilles injury kept him out for most of the season. He came back late in the year, but clearly was not all of himself. See if the Rowdies continue to put their foot on the gas here, or do they simply try and protect that lead?
I think for the next 5 minutes, you have to remember time is going to be added on as well.
Sure.
So you have a solid 6-7 minutes here to play. You have to continue playing your game, but you're not going to commit numbers forward. In other words, you're going to stay safe and keep an extra player back, but you have to be positive and look for passes going forward rather than side to side. Wow.
Well done by Hernandez. Controls it right in the middle of that center circle. And now some room to work here for San Antonio. Luke Atkinson trying to get the angle. Put that one absolutely on a rope. Forrest Lasso had to come over at the last moment to head it out of bounds.
Well, he's picked for his heading ability in that back line and marshalling the troops. Forrest Lasso reading the pass, gets it across, gets it out to safety. Still no corner kick for San Antonio.
Ball across that end line. Once again, 89th minute. We're coming to the finish line, and thrilled that you're with us tonight on CBS Sports' Golazo Network, as well as WTOG Channel 44. It's been an interesting one. Tampa Bay and San Antonio here as we present the USL Kickoff, presented by Terminix. Rowdies fans just feel it, want to begin that celebration, but they know not out of the woods just yet. San Antonio still got some fight left.
Dangerous moments here, Drew. That was a foul given up so far away from goal. The forward had his back to the goal, 35 yards out. Now San Antonio get a chance to push defenders up into the 18-yard box. Hernandez's ability with that left foot to put the ball very close to Jordan Farr now. Let's see how the Rowdies handle this free kick. Agudalo's physical. Atkinson is about to join in on that far side.
Hernandez. Well, Tampa Bay tried to clear it, just could not get a clean foot on it that time.
Thiago completely missed it like a batter in the box. And a curveball coming his way.
Sometimes that's where fatigue late in the match
Absolutely.
can set in just a little bit. The mind's not thinking.
When the mind goes, the legs follow.
Yes. We are in extra time here in downtown St. Pete. San Antonio trying to pull level. Ball in the middle of the box and blasted through. San Antonio FC has tied it up at 2 here in extra time. And it was Carter Manley with the blast.
Well, we all talked about Manley and his 1v1 versus Rivera. Look at him showing up at the last minute to get the equalizer. Nothing pretty, ball played into the mix-up. Rowdies do not handle it. Hernandez missed kicks, and there's Manley showing up and poaching a goal for his team. Missed kick by Hernandez, and it dropped perfectly for the defender. And they get the equalizer. And the Rowdies fans can't believe it.
Absolutely shocked right now, our Tampa Bay fans. Rowdies have owned this game from the onset. The last 10 minutes have just gone haywire, and San Antonio on the verge of leaving here with a point. Tampa Bay will have to get offensive here.
Oh,
taken away. Look out. This is Hernandez. Lasso trying to scramble back. And Forrest Lasso just may have saved the game for the Rowdies.
well, Forrest Lasso tidying up after himself, like we ask everyone to do. Lasso gave that ball away, dead red to Hernandez. There he is, Hernandez reading it. And here's Lasso coming in right in, timely tackle to save the go-ahead goal. And that's the first corner kick now for San Antonio. Now understand they got the equalizer because they pushed up for Hernandez's free kick. That's why Manley was up there in the box to begin with.
Jorge Hernandez, give him credit, is not giving up. Lots of bumps in the road tonight. Number 10 has stayed the course. And now Jordan Farr may have been a little bit shaken up there in that exchange. And you see Lacey with his former teammate. As we've got 5 minutes here of extra time, want to make that clear. 5 minutes, and for the Rowdies, well, that time just seemed like an eternity. San Antonio delivering in this extra session, and now this game hanging in the balance. What a push late by San Antonio FC. Hernandez goes far post, and it's in! No, it's going to be waved off. Tampa Bay will dodge another major bullet here. Don't think fans realize it right now, but the score will say 2-2. And the Rowdies now trying to answer.
They have no rhythm right now, Drew.
This wild action here.
The goal was waved off because of the foul on the back of the defender. But even though the Rowdies get possession right now, they seem to have no direction and seem to be completely fatigued.
First big test for this Rowdies team. Crowd trying to come alive, and again, more physical play. Lambert called for a shove in the back. So fans right now here at Al Lang do not know what to think. They felt like they had just conceded a goal, the game-losing goal in their minds. But Tampa Bay able to come right back. And as you said, Ryan, what little is left in the Rowdies, it just seemed like the legs just completely wore out here in the last 10 minutes.
And this may be in Rowdies, just like how it was for San Antonio. A free kick now, you chip the ball into the 18-yard box, you get a deflection, and it drops to someone. This is what they're counting on.
Wild action here to the finish line. Tampa Bay trying to get ahead on it for this set piece. The Rowdies will have another corner and the fans will come alive here.
Hackinson, who's covered just about every blade of grass on this field. And the crowd want more. They want goals. But Hackinson is down on the ground and looking for to be attended to. And the referee's back helps him back on the feet. But now Blake Boddy, who set up Kyle Jennings' goal in the opening 5 minutes, now has the responsibility to try to create something with this delivery.
See Nogueira all over Leo Fernandez. Want to make sure the Rowdy superstar is marked here. Bodily to put this one in motion. He's got that golden left foot. Crowd coming alive here at Al Lang. Opening night in Tampa Bay, as unpredictable as ever. Little curl on it. Rowdies will scramble back to gather it in. And Tampa Bay's going the wrong way here. Guillen with Jordan Farr, who has come way off his line. And that's going to do it. 2-2 will be the final. The Rowdies had a 2-0 lead, and it disappeared just like that. What a performance from this guy, Pacific Nyangabiri. But he can't believe it, and neither can we.
Credit to San Antonio. You have to play to the last whistle, and you said it, Drew. 2-0 is the most dangerous scoreline in this sport. The Rowdies just let their shoulders drop a little while San Antonio stayed in the hunt. They got rewarded, and our coach Nielsen has that long walk to the center circle to shake the hands of the officials. He had victory in his grasp, and his team let it go.
The Rowdies did what they had to do for most of this match, but obviously he's unhappy with the officiating, especially late. And again, credit San Antonio. They did not give up. Just clutch play down the stretch. Nogueira was outstanding off the bench. And for Alan Marcina, this feels like walking out of here with 3, even though they walk out with just 1.
Yep, he was let down a week ago against Loudoun, conceding that late goal. Well, he delivers that tonight in Al Lang, that late goal to get a draw on the road against a Rowdies team who expected or were in the hunt for 3 points at home.
Altogether, though, lots of positive signs for the Rowdies as they get set to move forward here in 2024. When we return, final highlights. We'll recap the night, look forward as well. 2-2 the final here in Tampa Bay. Two-two the final score. Tampa Bay Rowdies and San Antonio FC battle to a draw. Rowdies control the night, but in the end, on the scoreboard, a 2-2 final. Both teams leaving with 1 point. Robbie Nielsen, bit disappointed as he will leave here in his Rowdies coaching debut. On the brink of victory, but San Antonio, the visiting side, again, relentless until the end. Welcome back inside the booth, everybody. Drew Felios alongside Ryan Davis. And Ryan, if you're a Rowdies fan, you're going to leave a bit disappointed. But it's the first match of the year. So much to look forward to, I think, building the foundation of what this Rowdies team is going to be. Big picture, maybe the most important factor.
Absolutely. I mean, Coach Nielsen wanted to set a stage of how the team's supposed to play. And they did that for most of the game. They got a 2-0 lead as a result of that style of play. But opening game, a lot of pace, a lot of energy, very physical. And the Rowdies just couldn't keep up with the pace for the last 15 minutes. San Antonio got a break. The substitute Noriega came in, got that one goal, gave them some hope. And then that second goal dropped kindly from Manly because San Antonio were in the hunt. They pushed an extra player forward. It dropped for them, but they deserved it because they were the aggressors. They were initiating a goal, and they were rewarded for that.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from what was a wild night here at Al Lang. Just unpredictable from start to finish. It started well for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, great delivery by Bordelli. A flick on by Carl Jennings ends up in the last post, and the Rowdies get the first goal of the season from a fantastic goal from their striker. Then Carl Jennings goes into the books, and so too does Marks. The game got very chippy throughout the first half, going into the second as well. Here's Rivera, the dynamic youngster, kicking over bar, and the score stays at 1-0.
Yeah, Tampa Bay kept knocking on that door. Game got extremely physical. Jordan Farr, evaluate his performance as the Rowdies keeper tonight.
Fantastic save there, but he has to be faulted for the first goal on the near post by Noriega, who made it 2-1. Here's Carl Jennings creating something out of nothing. We've learned to get used to that with Jennings on that left foot. Good save by Insnega. And here's Hernandez laying it back for Silva. Got that goal last week against Loudon in that fashion. Couldn't capitalize today.
Jordan Farr just cruising along for the Rowdies. Talked about number 27, what he meant to Tampa Bay all night long. Just bossing this match at times and just laying it on a platter. That time for Tampa Bay, a 2-0 lead as Arteaga puts it on top.
Arteaga gets his first, but Nyingaberi was the instigator. And this is the goal. The strike just right at the near post. Nobody understood where it went. And Jordan Farr has to stay home at his near post and protect that. And that gets San Antonio right back into the match and gave them some life. And here is Hernandez missing it. But look who shows up, Manley, the defender, getting that crucial equalizer. Because they were pushing up for that equalizer, they were rewarded for the 2-2 scoreline.
San Antonio, still a quality club. Remember, they won the USL Championship just a few years ago. Lots of new faces, but that tradition alive and well. Look at the shot story. Rowdies controlled it most of the night. San Antonio, they piled it on late. Possession time, yeah, 60-40. San Antonio controlling in that category, but in the corner kick category, Rowdies at one point up 10-0 before the visiting side rallied late.
And Rowdies fans can get used to that. They're not going to have the ball for long periods of time like they used to in the past, but they're going to pressure teams and create chances while the other team has the ball. So less possession, but more shots on goal compared to the other team. More corners, more chances created. And thus a new look Rowdies for 2024.
Yep, so much to look forward to. This just game one. It's going to be a fun 2024. We got a lot happening, especially in the next few weeks. You know, one thing that is happening in the next few weeks, this guy right here celebrating his 50th birthday. So we're not on the air next week, but Ryan, I want to tell you beforehand, happy birthday, number 50, a half century of Ryan Davis on this earth.
Thank you very much, Drew. And working for this organization has been an absolute pleasure. And in all cricket terms, when you reach 50, a half century, you raise your bat. So I'm going to raise my mic.
Good stuff. And I know you've been gawking at my jacket. You just love it. I've seen your eyes all night long being like, man, I wish I had one of those. Well, guess what? I didn't just get one here for 2024. I did get a jacket for my partner as we are redefining the term green jacket here for the Rowdies this year. And Ryan, I expect you to wear that on the air. I think we're going to do this maybe week in and week out.
Absolutely. Can I wait? Can I go to sleep in this as well? I mean, it looks fantastic. I mean, St. Paddy's Day tomorrow. I get the green jacket. I'm going to have this and a green bear in my hand. What could go wrong?
Well, at one time, Johnny Bravo, you had to fit the suit. I hope you fit that suit because if you don't, it's going to have to be sent back UPS. So we're going to have a lot of fun this year on the Rowdies broadcast.
Well, thank you for my 50th birthday present, and happy St. Paddy's Day to anyone celebrating that. I'll be in a green jacket celebrating with a green bear, and Drew Felios and I will be on the mic throughout the season.
Well, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule, and maybe while we do, Ryan can maybe size up that jacket, see if it fits or not for him. Tampa Bay will look forward. We got the road as they'll head on the road to North Carolina, 7 p.m. on the 23rd of March. Rhode Island FC comes here in a couple weeks. We'll have that match for you here on WTOG. 2 straight games on the road at Pittsburgh and then Miami FC on April 11th before El Paso Locomotive. They come to town here on April 20th. Pretty much mostly 7:30 starts, have some 7 p.m. starts in there as well, as we invite you to enjoy Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer on our broadcast here all season long. And it looks like Ryan has made a quick uniform change, and how does it fit? I was afraid maybe your chest would be bulging out of it, but it looks like it fits okay.
It feels like a 50th birthday present. It feels fantastic. It fits just right. I don't know how you got the measurements, but it works great. And you can expect me to wear my green jacket. You're going to get sick of the green jacket now, Drew. You're going to get tired of it. So you can look forward to that.
Well, it's just a thrill to bring Tampa Bay Rowdy soccer into the living rooms of soccer fans all over the world. Final thoughts, though, here, this first night of action from Al Lang Stadium. I think positive notes on both sides. It's obviously, though, a game the Rowdies are going to be a bit disappointed they did not come away with 3.
Didn't get 3 points, but again, Robbie Nielsen, Blake Bodley, all the newcomers get their first game under their belts as a Rowdies player. Leo Fernandez, the living legend, is going to start getting more game time, where he's going to get opportunities to create chances for himself and other players. Thiago got his first goal of this season. That's going to be a booster for him going into next week's match. So this Rowdies team may not have gotten all 3 points tonight, but they've got that valuable experience, and there's always next week.
The sellout crowd entertained tonight here in downtown St. Pete. Rowdies fanfare better than ever as the Rowdies approach 2024 and 2025, what would be 50 years ago when this franchise was born. Hope you enjoyed it, everybody. We're just getting rolling on the new season. Ralph's Mob, Skyway Casuals having a blast tonight, and the sellout crowd loved it as well. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. Hope to see you again here for Rowdies Soccer. For Ryan Davis and our phenomenal crew, I'm Drew Felios saying have a good night, everybody, and so long from downtown St. Pete.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
Thank you, boys. That was some bad shit there.